Line up, you fucking nerds. Who wants a shot at the champ?
They bring the heat.
Francis Ngannou is the hardest puncher in the history of fighting.
They bring the knowledge.
If you think this fight is going 5 rounds, you are out of your mind.
They bring you the picks.
The dog is getting it done in this one.
We deliver every single week. We're bringing the heat, ladies and gentlemen.
The money line.
Don't miss it on the MMA Experts channel each week. The Money Line. We are live talking some UFC 311. I'm looking forward to this one. I am AJ, joined as always by my guy, Mike Finch. How you doing, brother?
Good, man. They're in my neck of the woods, brother. They're over here in Los Angeles. You thought this motherfucker burnt down? I don't think so, folks. We're still having fist fights. Khabib might not be able to fly out here, but I hope you motherfuckers do. And I hope that you say yes when they ask you about that emergency exit row so you can make it out to UFC 311. Let's go.
What'd you think of Khabib getting escorted off the plane?
I don't know. I mean, what is there to think? I mean, is who's right, who's wrong? I mean, if they ask you, if they're like, hey, can you assist? It's so silly. Can you assist in an event of an emergency? You just got to say yes. I don't see what's so hard about that. So is Khabib's ego so big he can't say yes? Did he actually say yes and they're just actually anti-Russian? I find that narrative to be more unlikely as a person who's flown many times, who's seen this scenario happen many times, who's sat in exit rows. It's probably that Khabib was not feeling like talking to nobody, and he didn't quite realize the repercussions. That's going to be my guess, but what do I know, bro? I don't know. I think is Frontier Airlines just prejudice against Russians? I guess that's on the table.
I would lean towards Khabib maybe not understanding or not acknowledging her. I don't know. We don't have the first part of the video, right? So you really don't know. It's all hearsay. We can push one side or the other. You can say Frontier is Islamophobic. They don't like people from those parts of the world. Like, you can push that narrative. But in all actuality, it could just be a simple misunderstanding. The lady could have said, hey, are you willing to, assist? Doesn't say anything. Excuse me, sir. Yeah, no. Like, I don't want to talk, And then she asked again, and he's like, I don't know. And then next thing you know, she's trying to explain to him, well, you have to if you're going to sit here. And then I'm sure he's probably like, yes, no problem. Like, yeah, like, that's fine. But they're like, no, you didn't answer yes the first, 3 times. And I would assume that the staff was maybe like, oh, this guy doesn't speak English well. I think they asked him to move out of the seat because there was some type of misunderstanding of language, right? It seemed as though, oh, maybe this guy isn't versed in speaking English. How would he help during an emergency? But we know Khabib does speak good English. I'm assuming maybe he had his headphones in. He wasn't paying attention. Like, I feel like if we push towards, he was profiled. I don't know. I think that's like kind of an overplayed narrative. Like, I don't think there's that many people. Now, I'm not saying it's impossible, but I think percentage-wise, I don't think there's that many people that are legitimately prejudiced against, like, Muslim or Russian people. I think it's a small minority. Like, what are the odds, right? So this situation happens. Let's say the same situation happened to Dustin Poirier, right? It would be like, oh, they hate guys from Louisiana. No, but it's, because of the language barrier. I don't know. It's a weird circumstance. I think it was because,
bro, we're talking about the news, Wonder Dog. Fuck off, bro. We're not over here.
The view.
We're talking about the news, guys.
It's trending.
MMA news, unfortunately.
It's like, I don't want to be pushing, oh, it was racial bias. Like, everybody always wants to overplay the race card.
Side of that, dude. I live in Huntington Beach. People like, oh, that's known for being racist. Like, my homie Marcel was out here for weeks. He was good. We had a good time. Ain't nobody saying no bullshit. If I go to the hood, how's it gonna go for me? Like, I feel like that's the most overplayed card. But hey, we weren't there. Who fucking knows? Khabib's gonna be there live. Hopefully it didn't stress nobody out beyond that. He made it out there. It's all
He
good.
made it out there. It's unfortunate that he got,
Whatever the
removed
fuck
from the
happened.
plane. But to be fair, they did offer him to switch seats with somebody else. He declined. Maybe he wanted that extra leg room, though. Those emergency exit seats are nice.
Frontier claims they were going to upgrade him. They were going to upgrade
Wow.
your boy Khabib. That don't sound racist to me.
That's
Anyway,
interesting.
Zohan, who, by the way, I just watched that Adam Sandler movie recently.
You don't mess with this, Zohan.
I had never seen it before, bro.
good.
I had
It's
never
good.
seen it before. He's fucking cooking the stingray. He's just
shit.
this superhuman. It was actually way funnier than I thought going in, because I watched stupid Will Ferrell movies all Christmas. Wow, those were bad. Don't mess with the Zohan was way better. He says, how about that Booness sub call by Finch? I'm telling you, folks, you got to be in the free VIP channel. If you want free bets, I gave that out for free. Okay. That's over in the free VIP channel. Link in description on my next video. I'm going to do a live video tonight. Thank you for cashing in on that. AJ, I was just on Instagram. I saw Felipe Bunes was live. I clicked on it. He goes, hey, Mike. He's like, hey, Finch, this and that on the live. I'm like, hey, what are you going to hit him with? Like, how's the fight end? Submission? And he goes, submission. He goes, armbar. And I'm like, all right. I just told my folks what he told me.
Let's go. That's pretty dope. The Bunes submission call will go down as your pick of 2025 so far.
So far.
But we got a lot to go.
And I
a lot to go. Hey, cheers to that, bro. Let me chug a little Celsius,
Let's go. Let's go. Thank you, Felipe, because we had some upsets on that card. Trey Ogden tore his bicep. Kind of fucked me over in the third round there. That
sucked.
Some dubs. I mean, the Cesar Almeida showed up. Roman Kopylov at the end of the third round. He had me sweating a little bit. I needed that Roman Kopylov dub, and he came through with it in the last second of the third round. Those were fun fights. It was a crazy fucking card.
It was a good card, but to be fair, the quality of main event name value still, just because the card did way better than expected and it ended up being a banger, I'm not letting the UFC completely off the hook, because I do think they could have brought a better main event to start the year off. Dern and Hebos is a cool fight, and I think that's an awesome ladies co-main event. And to be fair, maybe if that card was a few back down, several weeks from the debut card of the year, it would get less complaints. But to start the year off with that card, I felt a little bit, I don't know, a little bit let down, a little bit disappointed with how it ended.
But she finished via armbar. I mean,
it was nice.
That was nice. It was nice.
Dern versus Namajunas. I want to see Thug Rose drop down to 115 pounds again.
How many jabs you want to see? Pow, pow.
I want to see 50 jabs. I want to see 50 jabs around. Are you
She's
kidding
gonna
me?
Exit, boom, all night.
You think Thug Rose can touch up Mackenzie Dern?
Yes, on the feet.
Okay.
Come on, dog.
Does she stop the takedown? We'll see.
That's the question.
That's a good fight.
But apparently nobody wants to see Dern main events. Hey, AJ, we got a fucking hell of a card this week. We got a fucking good main event this week. We got 2 title fights this week. We got Jamal Hill versus Yuri Prohaska this week. And I saw somebody else saying post the bet slips. Motherfuckers, I bet on that fight a month ago. I've been waiting for that shit.
I got in the chat of Jamal Hill earlier today. He was doing his pick show, and I decided to ask him a harsh question. I said, Jamal, I'm picking Yuri to chin you. I donated $10 for this. All right. So they can handle me. All right. I said, I'm picking Yuri to chin you. But you, to be fair, you look in good shape. And then I said, tell me why I should pick Flip. How do you win the fight? And then I told him that, if he wants, he can come on the show and we can go back and forth. If, he goes out and wins, I'll take it on the chin. He didn't reply to the last part. I didn't think he could handle the MMA expert's thunder. You know what I'm saying? The money line action. But he did say he's not trying to convince us. He's just going to show us. He said, he got knocked out in his last fight. He got hit, but his chin, is always held up. It was just one time. Yeah.
Tanis, thank you for the $2. We're real ones, and thank you for the content. Thank you for being here, Tanis. Let's fucking go. Not only are we bringing you this content, but we're going to start talking some BKFC too. Me and AJ got some stuff cooking, all right? So thank you, Tanis. I appreciate it. This week, I'll be doing my first ever BKFC show. I asked AJ, pre-recorded or live. We're trying to figure it out. I'm going to go live Wednesday at 8 p.m. talking BKFC Pachanga, Elvin Brito, Kurdanov. It's not the greatest card, but then the following week, me and AJ got a big BKFC card.
Yes.
Ben Rothwell, Eddie Alvarez, Jeremy Stevens, etc. So it'll be a big one. So bringing you more and more content, Tannis. Let's go.
Let's go. The Knuckle Mania will be cool to break that down. This is going to be like a flashback. Me and you breaking down some bare knuckle, taking it back to
do it for
BK
the
Bets.
people. You don't have to go get the BKFC app and all that.
Nah.
Still do it if you want to, but yo, we'll bring it right here on YouTube. All right.
Let's go. We can't wait. Make sure you guys are keeping it locked in. I want to jump into this card. I feel like people have had enough of UFC Vegas 101. Just a quick shout on a couple badass moments. Almeida flatlining Al Hassan was super impressive, right? Ponzinibbio in a war with Harris, but it was an early stoppage. Curtis Kopylov, as you mentioned, sick finish at the end. But to be fair, I think they could have let it go for a second. It could have went the distance, but
he was on his hands, bro. I guess. Like, I hear you guys. Yeah, I hear you. They could have. But he was not in the fight. Like, dude fell on his hands, you know? Like, even if he rolled to his back, at least, like, show us you're aware. He wasn't even looking at his opponent. But I hear you.
And then real quick, Rodriguez, your guy.
Did I call
prospect killer? You called.
Did I tell you, motherfuckers?
You did.
Did I tell you, mother? And my boy Tawab, unfortunately, he led the channel astray because that was his biggest lock was Bashy. I tried telling you guys.
Damn.
Rodriguez is the prospect killer. Bashy's making his UFC debut. Christian Rodriguez gets it done, man. Christian Rodriguez can scramble with these wrestlers. How many times does he have to do it? I know he robbed Isaac Dulgarian, but he really beat Raul Rosas Jr. And, you know, to have a close fight with Isaac Dulgarian's fucking impressive. And this kid's making his UFC debut. He's not that incredible. He does takedowns on the fence. How many times does... You know, Christian Rodriguez got to show he can scramble back to his feet. He keeps rolling. He does a Granby roll. He figures out a way. He made it a fight, man. I expected that fight. I am not surprised, right?
He's not surprised.
Wait,
the Russian Finch.
Yeah, wait, I am not impressed by your performance. I just mixed that with, I'm not surprised, motherfuckers.
I don't know. It sounded Russian to me at first. It sounded like the Russian Finch.
I don't know what I did. I'm listening to too many Russians this week with this Khabib training camp footage.
Let's go, man. I'm excited to break down this week's card. Let's get things started up. We're here for predictions. It's time to talk UFC 311. Make sure you guys smash the likes. And if you're new, make sure you hit subscribe. Tagir Ulanbekov versus Clayton Carpenter in the first fight on the card. I'm going to be picking Tagir Ulanbekov to win. He's an experienced veteran, and Finch is smirking at me. He's getting me nervous over here. He's experienced veteran, right? He's been in the UFC for a while now. He's got good wrestling control, submission threats too. I feel like his striking is, on the more average side. I'd say he's a little bit slow in the pocket. And Clayton Carpenter, he's better at boxing, right? He's got a Golden Gloves boxing background. He's pretty fast on the inside with his punches. He does normally have relatively decent takedown offense, but it's hard for me to imagine the Dagestan fighter Tagir Ulanbekov getting taken down and controlled by the young Clayton Carpenter. Carpenter is yet to get a win over anybody notable in his UFC career. But to be fair, he beat Edgar Chairez on the Contender Series a few years back. It's a decent enough win, but it's not Ulanbekov level. He goes from fighting Lucas Hocha to Tagir Ulanbekov. I just think that the level gap in opposition is simply too vast. And as promising as Carpenter is, I'm going to favor the Dagestan veteran Tagir Ulanbekov to win the fight.
Yeah, Tagir Ulanbekov is just too sharp at this point. I mean, he's experienced at this point. Tagir's got nice striking, nice grappling, good choke game. He's beaten guys like Cody Durden via submission. I like that level. Bruno Silva. I mean, he's fought legit competition in the UFC at this point. Clayton Carpenter is a prospect for sure. It is a good fight. I mean, I know the odds are just a little wide. So, do I want to parlay Tagir or not? Is the question. Tagir Ulanbekov has to be the pick. I think he's just his level is too high right now for Carpenter. And Carpenter is a prospect, like I said, but Ulanbekov might fucking choke him, might be able to outstrike him. I can't be betting against Carpenter. Excuse me, I can't be betting against Ulanbekov here, just chasing odds. I don't think that's the move. I'm doubling up with you. I know you saw the smirk and you were worried. I'm doubling up with you on Ulanbekov. And you know what else we're gonna double up on? Saying that we fucking love Mike Bowman in the house. Christmas ain't over. All right. Santa Claus still delivering presents. Jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Michael Bowman drops 50. We gonna have a good day. Thank you, Mike.
Hey, thank you, Michael Bowman. That's amazing. 2025 will be the best year on the MMA Experts channel ever. I'm telling you. And for the Mike Finch show too, it's gonna be a beautiful 2025.
Let's eat, man. Let's eat. I've been waiting for this card since fucking November. You know, yeah. There's a lot of good food here set for us. A lot of good matchups about to be happening early 2025. So this card is I think the peak of it. We're gonna see a lot of good fights on Saturday, and you know, I've already put quite a few dollars down. Some Benjamin Franklins are already at work, and it's Monday.
Yeah, Benjamin Franklin's are already put down heavy for you. I don't even know what the Finch man's got cooking up yet. He'll tell me soon. He'll tell us in the Telegram. I'll find out like all of you. I'm not even going to get inside info. He's keeping it from me. He didn't text me on the side. He didn't text me about Bunez, man.
Every now and then off air, AJ asks me what I got, and we talk about it. Yeah, AJ, anytime, of course, bro. Come on. For you, come on, bro. Cheers, bro. And AJ's an open book as well. So, yeah, I've been AJ knows about one I've been telling you about. So we've had stuff cooking this card. Let's
go. I want to cover the odds real quick. So Tagir Ulanbekov is at -310, the favorite here, with Clayton Carpenter at +260, over 2.5 at -275. I think this fight's probably live to go longer, but Tagir does have pretty long and skinny arms, and his submission game is not bad. I mean, if you look, his last, 2 wins, submissions back-to-back, against, relatively good, up-and-coming vet with Nate Maness, who kind of just didn't live up to the hype in the UFC, and Cody Durden, who's like a solid staple of like a decent tier fighter. You have to say maybe submission is live. I don't have the props yet, so it's more just mentioning things for later this week. But I think Tagir Ulanbekov should win. He's -310. He's a chalky favorite, but he might be a chalky locky. You know what's funny, too? A year ago when he fought Cody Durden, I actually picked him as the lock of the week. I remember that looking back. I had Tagir, Moneyline over Durden, lock. So Tagir is a former lock. I haven't made an official decision yet on who I'm locking up, but I mean, Tagir is pretty reliable for the most part.
I think so. I think Tagir is just, coming into something of a prime here, and he's dangerous everywhere. Like, he's got a little bit of pop on his shots. He can kick. You shoot in on him, your neck is very, very vulnerable. Not that Carpenter's bad, though. It's a good fight. Again, not one I've personally touched, but it's one that's in consideration. More tape review, I guess, to earn the bet. But yeah, Tagir Ulanbekov I've always liked.
Let's go. Let's keep running. Tagir, the pick for Finch and I both. Fight number 2, we have Ricky Turcios versus Benardo Sopaj. I'm going to be going with Benardo Sopaj to beat Ricky Turcios. And I see Finch moving his hands, man. He's giving me subtle signs that he might be going the Turcios way. We'll find out in a minute. Sopaj's striking is pretty precise. I like his stand-up game. I think he's got some real clean power as well. On the ground, I'd say he's crafty for sure, solid wrestling base, and a real freak athlete overall. On the side of Ricky Turcios, I mean, Ultimate Fighter winner, decent stand-up game, more of a volume-based punching style, has tricky jiu-jitsu, had Raul Rosas in a compromised spot, and his loss also to Ayman Zahabi has aged pretty well. Now Zahabi's in the top 15, but I still feel like Sopaj can live up to the hype. He came into the UFC with a lot of it. Even though he lost the fight to Vinicius Oliveira, it was a pretty sick back-and-forth fight up until he got, starched with the flying knee, which is a bad loss. I'm going to say Sopaj comes back and beats Turcios probably by a decision. But Turcios, he's been knocked out once. I can see Sopaj catching him with the perfect one, but I'm going to pick Sopaj on the cards officially.
Yeah, people look back on that fight and see one of the nastiest KOs in MMA history, and that's all they remember. But it was actually a really good fight against a very good prospect. And Bernardo Sopaj is very, very talented. So I have a lot of faith that, he's much better than Ricky Turcios. With that being said, Ricky Turcios' output is, Nate Diaz level. His cardio is incredible. He's always fighting off of his back. He'll challenge you everywhere you're at. But it's kind of like fighting a woman. I mean, I don't think he has a ton of power. I don't think he has he can't impose his will. He doesn't have the physicality. I feel like when he grips your wrist, you could just kind of pull your hand away. He's not much of a man. Is this getting fucked up?
It's getting fucked up,
Finch.
Holy shit.
Hey man, women's MMA coach, nothing but love for the ladies. But men have these very physical, these big time advantages. Bernardo Sopaj is much stronger, much more powerful. There's much more consequence to the things he does. I think that genetic difference is very real. I think Bernardo Sopaj beats the fuck out of him in the first round if he wants to. As the fight wears on and as the cardio comes into play, that's where you see Turcios use his durability, able to hang. I can imagine him stealing a third round by just striking a lot, being off his back, throwing elbows. But I do think Bernardo Sopaj is just too damn good. His kickboxing is clean. He can wrestle and he can grapple. He's the whole package. People will find out again. Unfortunately, the odds makers kind of identified that too. I figured after getting knocked out, the people are shitting on him in the chat. The odds makers got this shit 4-1.
Yeah, right now, Sopaj is sitting at -360 with Turcios at +285. So pretty damn wide odds. If you're confident on a finish for Sopaj, though, you can get him inside distance at +185 or even a KO up at +375. So it's big odds if you're shooting for a savage prop. I think you're looking at the comment I'm looking at, Finch.
Bro, people are not.
They're sending it to Turcios. Bro, they're going to send him the clip. Tell Turcios ain't going to see your apology. Turcios and Finch, influencer MMA 2025. They're sending
I
them
don't want
clip.
the smoke. Yo, I might get some tickets and go to the event too. I didn't apply to be media.
If you're going to the event with tickets, Turcios going to hunt you down in the crowd, my man. We got a lot of people that watch this show, Finch. I'm
gonna catch a water bottle to the head and shit. Oh no, man. Sorry, Ricky. You're built like young Nate Diaz, bro. It's you look kind of emaciated, dog. I don't know. Hit the weights a little bit.
Finch is a savage. This is the most based Mike Finch I think you've ever gotten. And Michael Bowman decides, hey, you're being based. Here's another $50. I've been out health-wise.
Shit, Mike.
He's a savage. Did the sports pass Thug Rose by? Do I need to find another female to cheer for? Thanks, guys. Love you both. Hey,
you got Ricky Turcios to cheer for. You're
That's
all
funny.
good now. No, I'm playing. Hey, we hope your health is good, Mike. Did the sport pass Thug Rose by? No, she's looking good. She's been winning in main events. Give me the last couple, the 5-rounder she won. Manafro?
She didn't beat Manon, but she beat Amanda Hebas by decision.
That's right. And the grappler girl.
She lost to Blanchfield over the 5.
Oh shit, that's right. Close fight though, yeah.
Why I mean, she won that relatively.
God damn, I haven't smoked weed in a month too. What's going on with my memory?
I think that's what's happening when you stop smoking, brother.
I'm fucked up.
Take a joint, bro. Relax a little bit. On the show.
I got one over there. No, New Year's resolution. I'm good. Do I need to find another female to cheer for? I mean, do you want a girl who's gonna win? I guess Kayla Harrison's pretty much lined up to take over the UFC this year for the ladies. So if you like a gal with some broad shoulders, Kayla Harrison's ready to take you on, man. Thanks, guys. Love you both. We love you too, Mike. $50 means a lot, dude. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Michael Bowman. You're a gangster, my friend. I'm glad you're doing better health-wise.
Seriously.
So, as we said, odds for the fight really wide, but the confidence has got to be high on Sopaj. He seems to have a pretty good ceiling as far as talented prospects go. And he was arguably winning at least the second round in the fight with Vinicius Oliveira, who's now a skyrocketed prospect. He's fighting Said Nurmagomedov, I believe, in a high stakes fight. So he's getting moved up the ranks quick. Sopaj with the win over Turcios, I think he's, back in the higher level mix because I feel like Sopaj is getting a fair amount of respect with this matchup being booked the first time and now rebooked again. Because say what you want about Turcios. I mean, he is the winner of the Ultimate Fighter. Sopaj is not fighting a can for his debut. He's fighting a guy who's, crafty enough. And I'm saying the same thing Finch is saying. Sopaj's got those goods. His boxing is smooth. He's slick everywhere. And I think that he's got a big edge in physicality, as Finch mentioned. I said it a little nicer. Big edge in physicality. Finch, he's dropping the more savage tone tonight.
My bad. I didn't come prepared to do that. My bad. My bad.
Shit.
Hey, Ricky, it's all right, bro. It's all right, man.
Let's
do
go.
your thing. Do your Nate Diaz style. Yeah, Bernardo should dominate this fight, man. I thought that the first time this was booked, and I think it now.
Let's go. Let's keep running. Next fight, we have Rinya Nakamura versus Muin, the Gremlin Gafurov. That's a fucking gremlin and a half, bro. Holy shit. He looks gremlin-like in that pick, especially. But I think Rinya Nakamura, the Japanese wrestler, he can handle him. If you're getting mounted by Kyung-Ho Kang, I have to worry about your level of wrestling and, grappling overall against a Nakamura. If Kang's out kickboxing you and then you're able to land takedowns, that's different. Kang, historically, more so known for his kickboxing than his grappling. And Kang was mounting Gafurov on instances, not just one time, multiple times. And even though Gafurov ended up winning that fight in a close back and forth and he would finish rounds strong, it wasn't like a super convincing win that has me like, oh, okay, Gafurov, good underdog versus Nakamura. Not really. Nakamura should be able to land takedowns. He should be able to probably control from top position, even if it's Nakamura getting stuck in guard, passing to half guard, quickly getting side control, Gafurov retaining the guard. Even that, I think Nakamura grinds out a win for sure. But seeing how Gafurov gave up mounts easily with Kang, you got to assume somebody with Nakamura's top game is going to be able to mount him too. And maybe he's live to drop some hammers down and end up getting a ground and pound finish. I'm thinking Nakamura's pretty damn live to win. He's a pretty high level Japanese prospect right now that they're slowly building up. And I think Gafurov, he's 1-2. He's all right.
Yeah, I mean, and the reason why AJ brings that Kang fight up is because Nakamura is such a better wrestler than Kang. Nakamura's grappling is going to be so powerful. We already saw Said Nurmagomedov submit Gafurov. I think this is a layup for Nakamura. Very confident pick in Nakamura here. I think he runs him over, man. Does he finish him or not is really more so the question.
Is this the dude with the massive patch of hair on his back? Bingo. Gafurov. That's him, bro. He's I don't know, half man, half wolf.
Me? I was like, what the fuck, me?
I thought he meant me. I'm like, I don't know. I thought it was a joke.
Got a massive patch of hair in the front. I don't know.
He does got it. You got the Gafurov front, bro. You don't got it in the back though.
I mean, maybe I got a little Dagestan. I don't know. No, I think Rinya Nakamura is a great pick here, and Tajikistan, excuse me, is where he was born. And Nakamura could potentially get him out of there. So this is like, this is a fight that Nakamura could finish in the first or second round.
I would like to see Nakamura finish, but I have reservations about him finishing Gafurov. Simply because Gafurov still went distance and, the fight against Castaneda. Granted, Said tapped him out really quickly, but Said Nurmagomedov is crafty with this game. Yeah, Said's really good. Nakamura, he's more of like the wrestling-based grappler, so I see him on top, whereas, that submission, the ghillie that Said hits is more of like, normally a defensive technique you can pull when someone's looking to take you down. Is Gafurov shooting doubles? Does Nakamura have the guillotine game? I think more than likely they might scramble and Nakamura on top. Now, he's got a lot of finishes outside of the UFC. To be fair, Nakamura has 5 KOs and 1 submission win, but inside of the octagon, he's only got 1 finish, and then the other 2 fights were decisions. Granted, Fernie Garcia is a tough fighter. Carlos Vera is tricky with his jiu-jitsu, but I think Gafurov is probably the best opponent he's faced so far, and I'm going to say he takes the scorecards win decision.
Got you. Yeah, that's also possible. It depends on how much faith you have in Gafurov, I guess, at this point. Nakamura's style is made where if he just wants to autopilot it, he'll beat these guys by decision. So I hear you there, dog.
Minus 510 though. Minus 510.
Yeah, this show's called Moneyline. I mean, if you're gonna play it, it might be a parlay piece.
Yeah, it has to be. I mean, minus 510, you really can't do anything. Yeah.
You might have to go out and hit that points. We'll look at it. I like Nakamura.
Nakamura decision is -135. The pick's the same for both of us. Nakamura should get it done, probably on the judges' scorecards with heavy wrestling pressure. And let's see. I'm excited to witness this fight, man. Let's keep running because we got a damn good ladies fight up next. We got Karol Rosa versus Ailín Pérez. I'm picking Karol Rosa. I would say, you know, over the years watching Karol, I've become a fan of her style. I really like her stand-up. She's got nasty calf kicks. She's a good boxer too. And I don't think she's trash as far as wrestling defense. Normally, she's pretty solid with her hips and takedown defensibility, and I'll anticipate it's consistently getting better. Now, if you remember some years ago, Sarah McMahon had her way with her, wrestling her up, but Sarah McMahon's a, you know, former Olympic silver medalist in wrestling, so there is a different level to the offensive wrestling attack with Ailín Pérez, who is fighting Rosa here, and as Sarah McMahon years ago had success wrestling her up. Pérez is going to look to wrestle, and she does have decent work from top position, but I can't shake the fight against Jocelyn Edwards where she's getting reversed and, you know, is on her back for, you know, periods of time in the rounds. And then even the fight before that, Lucy Pudilova beats her in the third round and gets on top. I feel like Karol Rosa is a legitimate level jump and a serious level jump from anything that Ailín Pérez has seen in the UFC. She's got wins over more of the, you know, lower tier women in the bantamweight division. Now she's fighting somebody that's like right on that high tier cusp. You got Rosa, who's been in there with Norma Dumont, Irene Aldana. Last fight was Penny Kianzad, right? Beat Yana Santos. She's been around for a while, and I feel like she's starting to really find her footing in the women's bantamweight division. And I feel like even in the loss to Aldana, it's like you saw her turn a corner in skills and like you started to see it really coming together. Now, she didn't win the fight, but then the fight following that, she looked great against Kianzad. I feel like Ailín Pérez, she's going to struggle to just take down and bully Rosa. And then when we're on the feet, I see Rosa as a lot more versatile, a lot more dynamic, better volume. And I see Karol Rosa taking home a win.
You know what? I'm going to go with the dog here. I'm going to go with Ailín Pérez.
Wow.
I'm just trying to see a twerk. I might be there live.
Okay.
I really prefer a twerk. You know,
Okay.
Rosa, she doesn't entertain the crowd like that. And on top of that, I do think that Pérez has a clear path here. Hit the double, hit the takedown, right? Because she doesn't want to stand there and strike with Rosa. And yeah, you bring up the Sarah McMahon dub, but we've seen Sarah McMahon get out wrestled by fucking Ketlin Vieira. She got subbed, you know? We've seen Sarah McMahon struggle with wrestling Leah McCourt in Bellator. I was there. You know, we've seen we've seen Rosa get taken down, and if there's any, you know, pathway for Pérez, it's obviously take her down, try to sub her. I do think that that's a clear path for her here. It's a good fight. This is close to a 50-50 ladies fight, I think. And then, you know, I love the activity of Pérez. I love that she's fighting 3-4 times a year. It's badass, and I could imagine her finding a sub here. So give me Ailín Pérez submission.
Ailín Pérez to win is -250. No, excuse me, +250. Holy shit. She's a huge underdog. Rosa -300. These odds have shifted. Yesterday it was -170 for Karol Rosa. Now it's all the way at -300.
Wow. You're surprising me with that. Wow.
And then looking at submission for your end, bro, if you're doing it, +1200 for Pérez by sub. Big plus. Big plus.
Yeah, I've heard about this leaked video. I don't know. You guys got me on Instagram, right? What do we got now?
Send it to the Finch. Send it to the Finch. He's
I've only
there.
heard rumors. I don't know. You know, I'm like on like 3 websites. It's like it's YouTube, fucking X, and Instagram or something.
Triple X? What'd you say?
No. Elon's Twitter. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, I thought you meant Perez's XX.
I do like the movie Triple X with Vin Diesel. It's the best Vin Diesel movie.
Damn, I never saw it.
That's what? You
never seen it.
Never
seen no Triple X, man.
Whoa, AJ. AJ, I forget you're younger than me. Yeah, that's a good Vin Diesel movie, bro. Triple X with Vin Diesel. I've seen that at least twice. That's still gonna hold up in 2025, bro. Give that a watch.
All right, I'll have to check it out.
Little
Triple
bong
X
rip.
Vin Diesel. All right, bong rip, and we'll watch it.
Triple X.
All right, let's get it, man. I'm looking forward to it.
Alcohol
I respect
might be
Finch. Nah, we're going bong rip.
better. You want bong rip?
I'm going bong rip. I respect the Finch man on the Perez side because like that is the obvious path. I guess I have witnessed the improvements of Rosa, and she's a girl that I've always paid attention to. I've had hype on her since, you know, earlier on in her UFC run. I feel like she's going to give the veteran lesson of Perez, but let's see what happens, man. It's going to be interesting because it's a true clash of styles. You know where Perez wants it is exactly where Finch is anticipating it to be. And then I'm thinking the exact opposite, that Rosa's defending and touching her up, but we shall find out. It's going to be a good fight either way.
Give me the twerk. Come on.
Let's go.
Come
Finch wants
on.
to twerk.
You know what I
He'll be
mean?
there live. Yeah.
Entertain the crowd.
Okay. We're going opposite sides on this one. Finch going Perez. I'm going Rosa. Let's keep running. Next fight on the card. We got Grant Dawson versus Diego Ferreira in what is an underrated banger on this fight card.
Every fight's good.
This card's great. Grant Dawson, he's a talented pressure grappler. He's got proficient striking, but his bread and butter of his game, taking people down, beating them up a bit, controlling, wearing them out, working towards a finish. On the opposite side, Diego Ferreira, in a sense, is the antithesis.
Antithesis. Whoa.
Antithesis. Antithesis.
That's it.
The antithesis of Dawson. Listen, whatever. The opposite, okay? For Ferreira's game, excuse me, is built on good get-up abilities and bringing pressure with striking. Now, he's got tricky jiu-jitsu, but not like super elite with his slickness on the mat. Doesn't have crazy submission speed or transition speed, right? Or crazy reversals. He just gets up to his feet and starts punching you in the face. Grant Dawson is chinny, Mike Finch. Grant Dawson can't take a good shot. Grant Dawson's going to get dropped. I'm going Ferreira by KO. Let me tell you, I went back and watched Dawson versus Green, and it was a fucking straight punch that just flattened him. A lot of the other guys in the division are eating that shot. I'm watching Grant Dawson on the regional scene get KO'd quick, and I'm thinking to myself, if he can't beat the brakes out of Diego and completely wear him down on the mat and maybe finish him, he's going to get punched in the face by Ferreira. And in the third round, Dawson is slowed down. Diego doesn't slow down. He keeps coming in round number 3. I feel like Diego Ferreira has an upset looming, and I think about the weird coincidence, too, that it's his birthday on fight day. He turns 40 years old on fight day. How weird is that?
So you going with the 40-year-old, Mr. AJ? Are they in their prime? 36.
They're in their prime.
I've heard you
was not
say 36 is old. You're gonna pick a 40-year-old?
I am. I'm
Grant
picking him.
motherfucking Dawson. Grant Dawson's got 20-25 grappling. Grant Dawson will shoot 10 times if he needs to get you down. Grant Dawson's submission game is solid, but AJ has a point. Grant Dawson will do the chicken dance if you slap him, okay?
Right.
Grant Dawson, I'll tell you what, in power slap, I'm going Diego Ferreira. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
In power slap, I'm going Diego
Yeah.
Ferreira. In a mixed martial arts fight, I'm going to go with Grant Dawson. Although I hear you, AJ, and it gave me pause as well. I told you I got a few Benjamin Franklins already working. I stayed away from this one so far. Okay.
Interesting. You think it's a parlay buster potentially with Dawson getting caught? Maybe.
I'm worried about that jaw as well, dog. So, we'll look at it. I'm still looking at it. And you know me, I like picking Grant Dawson.
You do. Normally I do too. I pick him most of the time. And this is, some people will say it's the underdog reach, whatever you want to call it. Diego Ferreira is just a tricky fight for Grant because of his get-up game and the fact that he doesn't really get tired. He keeps coming with these straights. And then I think about Grant Dawson on the feet. He doesn't really look very good striking for the most part. It's more striking to grapple. If he happens to get caught on the feet, he could get rocked. Diego Ferreira could potentially even get his back and end up surprising him with a club and sub. So I'm going to go Ferreira.
I think Rafa Garcia is a decent warm up for Diego Ferreira. You got a guy who's dangerous with the hands, but not quite as good. It kind of warms you up for it. And god damn, the Mateusz Rebecki fight was pretty impressive.
That's a big win, man.
It's a nice one. Him knocking out Michael Johnson was not bad either. So it's a fight. It's a fight, dude. I like this one a lot. I'm on the other side of you, but I respect the dog touch.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. As far as the odds for the fight, Dawson at -260 with Diego Ferreira at +200, and then Ferreira by KO sitting at all the way up at +500. You're thinking if Dawson's winning, though, it's embrace the grind style. He might finish for.
What is he gonna do? Kickbox with him? Fuck yeah! You better put this dude on his back. And you know, Diego Ferreira can fucking grapple too. But Grant Dawson's a step ahead. The way he combines the wrestling with the jiu-jitsu, it's nice, man. He can get people out of there. His submission game is solid. It's good grappling for MMA. I definitely am impressed. As somebody who's been grappling since I was 10 years old, I could definitely identify, you know, and I respect the grappling game of Grant Dawson. It's impressive.
Grant Dawson, definitely crafty with grappling, but we have to worry about that jaw potentially getting cracked here by Diego Ferreira, and it's a good fight, and I'm excited for it. We'll find out Saturday if Diego can be another upset king, and for many, the parlay buster of the week. We'll find out. Let's keep going. Next fight on the card, we have an interesting shift of matchups. We have Zach Reese versus Azamat Bekoev. Originally, it was supposed to be Zach Reese versus Cedric Dumas, and I love the idea of betting Zach Reese by submission there. I thought he was super live to win that fight by sub, but they end up, having Dumas pull out, and now they bring Azamat Bekoev, who's coming from the LFA. He's actually a former LFA champion, and he's going to be fighting Reese on very short notice. I feel like I have to favor Zach Reese in this fight. He's going to have a bit more dangerous striking and definitely better submissions. Bekoev is a decent wrestler, though. He's got, you know, solid wins in the LFA. He even's got a split decision win over Dylan Budka, but I don't know. It's a split decision over Budka. It hasn't aged all that well as far as UFC caliber wins have, together. And then you got Reese on the other side, who's definitely got some legit power. But the worry with him is Medina still was able to take him down with a body lock clinch drag. Like, I am unsure on this pick. There's a chance that I flip towards Bekoev. I'll do a little more tape, and then I'll also pay attention to the damn weigh-ins. But right now, I'm favoring Reese. But then I think to myself, though, Reese is not great if fights go longer. He gets a little uncomfortable on the feet. I'm like almost walking myself into Bekoev. He's not bad. He's not a bad fighter. He's got some pop in his hands, and Reese could get caught on short notice. Bekoev coming in. What's he got to lose?
Cedric Dumas pulls out, and Reese has got, this Russian now, but Bekoev is taking this on such short notice, dude. I think it's going to be tough for him. Reese has been looking pretty good. I think he rebounded fine. He's a big dude for the division. I got to go Reese here. But with that being said, I haven't touched it because I haven't done my research on Bekoev. AJ fucking told me before we went live here, I had to go look him up and, just give it a glance before we even started. I had him picked over Cedric Dumas, and I think that, the advantage of having a full training camp is something definitely to respect. With that being said, Bekoev, I don't know. What do you think? Is it close?
I mean, we don't have odds right now, so I don't know.
I'm trying to say, do I look like Bekoev? Is that what it is? Is it
I don't see it, Finch. I'm sorry.
You don't see it? Oh man, no. I gotta grow the facial hair out a little.
You look more like Reese, to be honest with you, man.
What the fuck? I need a crooked nose. Here we go. Is this Reese?
Well, without the crooked nose, you look similar, actually.
What the fuck?
Like Reese?
Nah, dog. Chill on the Reese one. I saw somebody say he looks like Roy Nelson. Yeah, here we go. Looks like Roy Nelson's
cousin.
Cousin, yeah, that makes sense.
We need a new Roy Nelson at heavyweight. That would be pretty badass. Where's this redneck white boy to come in and fucking make waves at heavyweight?
Need fucking who's that dude who hangs out with Joe Rogan? Is he a singer? What the fuck? Not Jelly Roll.
Jelly Roll. Oh.
Nah. There's another one. He's a rapper.
Post Malone?
Stop. He's fat. He worked out with Joe. They did a kettlebell workout. Somebody in the fucking chat knows who the fuck I'm talking about. He did a kettlebell workout with Joe Rogan. He's a rapper.
Never heard of her. All right.
Somebody's got my back. I'm gonna call my boy Marcel. He would know like this. How has Marcel come up twice in this chat? Anyway, I'm going Reese because I don't know who the fuck is that guy.
Action Bronson. Action
Bronson. Trap Lord. Paku. Ace. Trainers. Everybody knows but me and AJ. Thank you.
Gangsters. Thank you, chat. Thank you, chat. We appreciate you guys. Listen, you know, Joe Rogan, he doesn't have a live audience that he can just say, listen, guys, look it up. He gets Jamie to do it. We have our chat to do it for us. I think that's even more special.
Chat. Appreciate you guys. Thank you for being on it.
Let's go. Well, I guess for now, we'll go Reese, but definitely one that I think the weigh-ins are important because we need to see Bekoev's physicality coming in on short notice. His last fight was over 6 months ago, so don't know exactly how the condition is going to be. And he was not booked for anything either. So it's not like he was supposed to fight in a couple of weeks and he pulled out. He had nothing scheduled. We shall see. Reese for now. Let's keep running. Next fight, we have Jailton Almeida versus Serghei Spivac. I like this fight. Good heavyweight fight, man. I'm picking Jailton Almeida. I just worry too much about Spivac if he gets taken down by Almeida. Like if Spivac gets Almeida down, I know Almeida has solid jiu-jitsu from the bottom position and he could potentially get a reversal in there or at least get back up. Whereas like with a big wrestling-based heavyweight like Spivac, he gets taken down, he's in trouble. You'll say, oh, but bro, he got an armbar on Marcin Tybura last time. I picked him to win that fight as an underdog. I like Spivac normally. But at the end of the day, this is not Marcin Tybura from top position. Jailton Almeida is a high-caliber athlete. I understand it's easy to give him shit about the bad loss to Curtis Blades. He was bringing a pressure style. He was trying to just drag him down, and then he ends up getting TKO'd, shooting for the leg in round number 2. It was a bad game plan. But Curtis Blades, I think, is a different type of strength and power than the side of Serghei Spivac. Spivac's a little bit clunkier, a little bit less athletic, a little bit slower. I feel like Jailton Almeida can get this fight to the ground and probably submit a Serghei Spivac. So I'm going to pick Jailton Almeida by sub.
He said sub, folks. He ain't fucking around. He said sub. God damn.
Yeah.
Serghei Spivac, I picked against Marcin Tybura via submission. It happened. He beat Derek Lewis, Augusto Sakai. Everybody beats Greg Hardy. Who hasn't beat Greg Hardy at this point? You know, his only losses are to Tom Aspinall and Cyril Gahn as of late, since 2020, since COVID. That's not bad. So, you know, he's been on a nice little run. Jailton Almeida can take any of these heavyweights down. So as far as being like stuck on the feet, you know, it's not a huge threat because there's not a ton of power. I mean, Jailton Almeida was taking down Curtis Blades. So taking down Spivac, I feel like is going to be relatively easy. And then him from the top position, am I gonna bet that Spivac hits an armbar like Felipe Bunes did against Jose Johnson? No, I'm fucking not. I think Jailton Almeida's got this thing. I think he out wrestles him really. It's really actually, although he's a submission specialist, I think it's really about wrestling. Now, one of my big problems with Jailton Almeida is his ground and pound, zero. His ground and pound, AJ, some of the worst in the UFC. Crazy. He was mounted. I'm trying to remember the fight. I'm screaming at my fucking TV. I'm like, elbow him, Jailton. Just fucking drop some fucking elbows, dude. What are you doing? Do you know you have sharp elbows right here? You could just bounce off the orbital bone and we could just be done with this shit. What are we doing, Jailton? If Jailton ground and pounds, he can get him out of there. If he doesn't, I guess he does a decision. I don't necessarily see a submission. Head and arm choke or something is possible for sure. He does look for chokes. He is a submission specialist. But Serghei Spivac, I do trust more on the ground. Again, that's why I picked that submission over Marcin Tybura. I think here he can probably hang with him a little bit, but he can't wrestle with him. Jailton Almeida decision.
Jailton Almeida, I like the call, and I respect the decision pick too. And guard down. Thank you for 11 months of membership. If anybody in chat is not a member, we're doing a member stream tomorrow. After the late night live, we will be doing, a nice face-to-face chat. I'm going to bring some of the members on. We'll go back and forth a bit. It'll be a good time. So just the notice for members, the members stream comes back tomorrow. Savage Mode USA. Let's get it.
Cool. Let's go. Jailton, it makes sense in this matchup.
It does. Minus 420. Jailton's a fat favorite. Spivac plus 320. If you think it's going over a round and a half, it's minus 125. And then Jailton by submission is plus 130. And a decision is plus 400, Finch. So if he doesn't get the sub, going to be sitting at money zone.
Money zone.
4-1, bro. 4-1 for the decision for you.
Wow. Yeah, I think so. I mean, but you never know. Like, did somebody come by and tell him, hey, do you know you can elbow people? Did you know that?
Maybe.
Jailton, did you know that when you're in mount, you don't have to just hug them with your legs? That's not a pony. You can just elbow him and get him out of there. I mean, it's that bizarre.
I think that maybe he throws a little ground and pound out. I don't know if Spivac's surviving on the ground for 3 against Jailton, especially an active Jailton, but we shall see, man. We don't know for sure what we're going to get.
All right. I mean, we're both on the same side here.
Yes,
sir. I think it's really made for Jailton to win.
Yeah.
I like Serghei, by the way. Jailton, I made all day.
Jailton Almeida all day. The pick for me, the pick for Finch. Let's keep running. Next fight, we got Payton Talbott versus Raoni Barcelos. Finch, I'm going to shock you with this one. I think Barcelos busted.
Stop,
I'm joking, bro. I'm kidding around.
Stop.
Stop. Yeah, I know. I'm joking.
I knew you were fucking around.
Nah, Barcelos don't got it. Come on. He don't got a chance. Barcelos is past his prime. The UFC is setting this up. You lying sack. I was a lying sack on that one.
That's you, dog.
Talbot's going to wreck him.
By the way, nobody buy this game. Fuck this game. My sister got this for me for Christmas. This game is trash. Sorry, man.
Really?
I love my sister. This game is trash.
Why is it bad?
What?
Why is it so bad?
It was like you got to, first off, it's complicated as fuck. You would think you lying sack, like you make up lies. All you have to do is, do I have this thing in my hand or not? It was so stupid. I thought you'd have to make up some elaborate lies. I think she must have thought that too. Penn and Teller made this game. I love Penn and Teller. Fuck this game.
Never heard of it, and I guess that's why. But
I don't want to play Monopoly. Who here is down to play me in Monopoly? Because my family ain't it, okay? They're sick of playing me in Monopoly. I haven't played in a decade. This is fucked up, man. When I was a kid, we used to sit around the dinner table for 3.5 hours and play Monopoly, and that was fantastic. And nobody wants to play no more. So whoever's down for a 4-hour game of Monopoly,
hit up the Finch. Che Cow, thank you for the 10, buddy. We appreciate the super sticker. You're a real gangster.
Thank you, Shay. Really appreciate it, man. Let's eat this week. Let's fucking go, Shay.
So tell me how Talbot's winning. First round knockout, probably?
Yo, I think the odds are stupid. Payton Talbot's still young. Barcelos is still a step up for him. Barcelos has experience and Payton Talbot doesn't. But yeah, I mean, Payton Talbot's very, very powerful, very dangerous. I could imagine him getting a finish with his hands. Yeah.
Payton Talbot for the W, for me, for you, and probably for all of the people watching the stream right now. It's minus 1,200 for Payton Talbot with Barcelos at plus 750. This is a Talbot all day W incoming. KO for Talbot minus 225. He's going to catch the chin. Talbot's going to look slick, but you could potentially find a round bet right now. We got what? KO. We don't have round bets yet. But what do you think? KO round 1 or 2? Those are the rounds that jump out to me.
By answering that question, I know one person on the internet is going to go then bet on that round, which is just not advised, but one.
That's what I'm kind of thinking too. Decision for Talbot. We got a question from Vulture in chat. It's plus 350. And also, chat, man, keep it on the low because this is the money line. This isn't just a live stream. So, Finch, close your ears. But if you guys want me to do a Ripskis, man, let's get 80 likes up in here. Let's get the live likes going crazy.
I'm good, Brian. Fiending. I'm good, man.
Oh, shit, man.
It's not addicting like that,
No, it's not.
It's like, so for instance, we've been watching that Star Wars children's show. We'll just watch anything Star Wars. We don't give a fuck. And before I'm like, it'd be nice to take a rip right now. It's those moments.
Yeah, no, it would, man. It would. I was craving to watch Star Wars recently. I ended up watching the Star Wars Family Guy episode.
Bro,
Pretty close.
you missed, bro.
You never seen the Family Guy Star Wars?
No, I don't think I did.
Bro, they're actually pretty funny. I like them a
Really?
lot. Yeah,
Oh, that
yeah.
sounds like it's right up my alley. That's perfect. I recommend Andor. If you haven't seen Andor, there gets
Okay.
an episode which is one of the best episodes I've ever seen. Mandalorian first season's tremendous. It's all good. And then the originals, bro, like A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi. Some of the best shit ever made.
Classics. Listen, I have to Star Wars it up in 2025, man.
We've
Maybe
been
during
Lord
the
of the
next one.
Ringsing it up, okay?
I know
did
you
a
have. You
fucking
said
painting for the wifey.
that's
I'm
sick.
I'm fucking. I watched the Hobbit cartoon recently, so that's arguably even better.
The Hobbit, bro. That's something I've never seen either, man. I haven't seen
Really,
any of it. Never.
AJ? You haven't seen this class? You've seen Lord of the Rings though.
No, I never. I told you, man. I got through the first 20 minutes. I started getting freaked out. It was too high.
That's
I was like, I got to turn this off, man. I was
Somebody
fucked
from the
up.
chat help him. He has not seen the best trilogy in cinema history. Lord of the Rings is incredible.
Okay.
Extended edition Fellowship of the Ring, brother. Please,
right.
please,
All right.
please.
I'll do it just for you, Finch. I will
Thank
watch it at some point. Let's
At some
go.
point. That wasn't a date. All right.
I got to set one. We'll see. Listen, but you know what I am watching? Peyton Talbott get the knockout W.
Knockout.
You're crazy if it's going on. Come on. If Barcelos wins, this is one of the crazier prospect busts we've had in some years. Like Talbott he's supposed to win this fight for sure. And Finch and I picking him. You guys are all picking him. Let's keep running up the card. Next fight, we got Bogdan Gushkov versus Billy Elikana. This is a short notice replacement fight. I know. It's disappointing. Johnny Walker and Gushkov was going to be a dope fight, and I was actually super hyped for it. It was probably my most hyped prelim on this card. Johnny Walker's out injured, and Elikana, respect to him stepping up. He's an ex-PFL Challenger Series fighter, and now he's getting a chance inside of the UFC. I would say he's got relative talent, right? His striking game isn't bad. He's decently slick on the feet. He does have decent takedowns that he can work, but I wasn't over impressed with anything I saw from him. He doesn't seem to be crazy accurate or crazy explosive or crazy powerful. There was no substantial wow moment. I was just like, okay, this kid's, crafty enough. He's decent. He's taken on Bogdan Gushkov, who, say what you want about his grappling, is a monster on the feet. One of the more accurate head strikers in the UFC light heavyweight division, has real power in his hands. If you are striking with him, you're live to be knocked out. He's able to handle a lot of guys in the light heavyweight division in pure striking, I believe. I'm assuming that he can find Elikana's chin here too. But note that Elikana is Samoan blood, and normally they have very good chins. So we'll see if the Samoan chin holds up to the reputation this Saturday. But I'm going to pick Gushkov by KO.
Look at that fucking head, bro. Is it the angle you got? Why does he look like he's a 400-pounder,
He's
dog?
doing this angle, though, to
Yo,
be fair. He's doing
look
this
at
angle.
that picture AJ put up. Does he not look like the biggest motherfucker in UFC history? He looks 355, dog. He looks like he's a rugby player, bro. What the fuck? And he's gonna weigh in at 85. That's crazy. A light heavyweight.
205.
My bad. Yeah, Elikana, he's got nice roundhouse kicks, watching some of his old fights, albeit just a few minutes of tape study. Nice roundhouse kicks, decent takedowns, level of competition not that high. I do think Gushkov is dangerous enough on the feet, plus he has the takedown ability. You got to go with Gushkov here, especially, with the opponent switch and all that. So I think Gushkov could still take this thing. Gushkov maybe with a takedown or two, maybe with a little club action, boom, hurts him on the feet, takes him down to the ground. We'll go Gushkov with the UFC experience.
Gushkov is currently sitting at minus 330 as the favorite, with Billy Elikana at plus 270 as the underdog. Really wide odds here favoring Bogdan Gushkov, but you can't really expect anything different in this matchup. I think Gushkov's hands move well. I think he finds the target. You think he's getting this KO, though? That's the big worry. Is this kid's chin hold up to the reputations of the Samoan Savages?
Yeah, I mean, you have to give credit where credit's due. These guys generally can take a shot, and you could see the way their fucking heads are built. You know, he's got one of them too, man. So there's something real to it. I mean, you know, they kind of deserve it. But Bogdan does hit with a club, and any human being can be knocked out. So that's a non-answer. You like how I did that? That was like
non-answer.
That was like a politician. That was good, right?
I'll be honest. Trump for city council, 2026, maybe. What are we doing, bro? We're making a
talking
run?
about, dog. What are you talking about? Trump for city council? What city? New York? They don't like him.
No, I say you for city council, man.
Oh, got you. Thank you. Well, you know, Tito Ortiz was the mayor of this town.
No shit. Was he actually? I thought that was a joke.
He was actually the mayor of Huntington Beach, the mayor pro temp or whatever the term is here. And then people were protesting out front of his house, harassing his children in schools. He got robbed. They stole a safe out of his house. Like armed robbery. So maybe being the mayor of Huntington Beach actually isn't the move. Actually, I might just stay hanging out with you guys and running UFC gym.
Yep, I'll be honest. The Finch is the honorary mayor of UFC gym Huntington Beach. How about that? That's better.
There it is, folks. Come see your boy.
Come see the Finch. We're gonna see some violence this Saturday. This is the featured prelim. It's time to run it up to our main card opener. If you guys are watching and enjoying, make sure you all smash the likes. And if this is your first time on the channel, hit the damn subscribe button. The influx of content is going crazy. I was telling Finch off stream because I don't know if he knew, but your boy's doing the 2 live streams a day. We're doing afternoon lives every day, Monday to Friday. So I guess, 5 out of the 7 days. 12 p.m. Eastern time, live stream Q&A, then doing the usual late night streams or, like this show here, Moneyline with the Finch man. So make sure you keep it locked in on the channel, bringing the thunder every day. And so is the Finch too. Let's get into the fights. Kevin Holland versus Reinier de Ridder. The pick is going to be Kevin Holland for me. Yeah. De Ridder has some trash stand-up, dude. He's so clunky on the feet. I'm watching De Ridder versus Meerschaert, and he's getting boxed up a bit. And sure, Meerschaert has, okay enough striking and does have a very capable ground game, but it's not like Meerschaert was a dead fish on the ground either. He had decent moments with De Ridder. De Ridder has good grappling, but he doesn't have very athletic nor explosive takedowns. Like, he's going to look to drag you to the floor by closing distance awkwardly. He might press you against the cage. He might shoot, but it's not a fast shot. And at times it could even be like a panic shot. Kevin Holland, say what you want about his takedown defense. Like, yeah, he got wrecked by Khamzat Chimaev. Yeah, he got dominated by Derek Brunson and Marvin Vettori on the ground. But what I think about this fight here, I mean, yeah, Dolidze popped his rib out last time, but his striking was looking okay. It's, to me, a contrast of styles. Have an unathletic grappler versus a hyper-athletic striker who's got tons of UFC fights. I'm going to pick Kevin Holland to knock Reinier de Ridder out, and I think some hype gets back on Kevin.
Kevin Holland's losing most of his fights in the UFC at this point. Homie's got 12 losses. I think people are overconfident in him in general. I think De Ridder is sloppy. I mean, there's no question that there's a hole in De Ridder's game. I ended up picking him against GM3, but I wasn't sure about it. I'm honestly more confident here, AJ. I think there's clearly an avenue for him, which is just drag him onto the ground and submit him, beat him up. I picked Roman Dolidze too, and a lot of people were on Holland because I could see, when you can out grapple and bully a Kevin Holland, you just can. He's not built super stocky either. He's got a little Ricky Turcios in him too. You could kind of just fold him up a little bit. You guys saw, maybe it's a bad example, but Khamzat Chimaev chewed him up and spit him out. And I think De Ridder sees that and goes, okay, I could do something like that. And when he gets him on the ground, I don't think he's letting him go. I think De Ridder might just need one takedown here, and this thing's a wrap. Kevin Holland's wrestling did get better. He was training a little bit at AKA, and he's been working on it, of course, but I still remember Marvin Vettori, striker, out wrestling him all day. I mean, I don't know that he's fixed it enough. It's hard to learn how to wrestle in your in your older age. It's better as a kid. And so give me De Ridder kind of beating his ass on the ground, choking him. De Ridder submission's my pick.
De Ridder submission for the Finch. Wow. So in your words, this is the end of Kevin Holland. That's how I take it.
It's been over, bro. Like what Kevin Holland has been. Kevin Holland has lost to Derek Brunson, Marvin Vettori, Hamzat Chimaev, Wonderboy Thompson, Jack Della Maddalena, Michael Venom Page, Roman Dolidze, and I think now DeRitter. He's got there's a lot of L's there, dude, and he fights a lot of the names I just mentioned are really good. So I think we got to give credit there, and that's a reason to give him credit. But he's not that good. He especially in the wrestling grappling department, which is DeRitter's strong suit. With that being said, you run this fight 10 times. I have no question that Kevin Holland comes up with some crazy shots, but boom, puts him out of there in a couple of them. I'm going to say 8 out of 10. DeRitter just drags him on the ground and chokes him.
Odds for the fight. Moneyline -105 for Kevin Holland. DeRitter sitting at -115. Right, winning by submission for DeRitter, the Finchman's call +285, Holland by KO +185. Even odds down the center here, Finch, and it seems like you got relatively high confidence on DeRitter's grappling. Does a line at -115 catch your eye at all for this fight, or is DeRitter too unproven?
Of course, but yeah, there's a risk associated with it because of DeRitter's sloppiness. DeRitter's sloppy. It'd be nice to get him clean, if he's over at AKA or ATT. I was actually going to say ATT, getting nice and clean with the striking. That would be nice. I'm thinking about it.
He goes to the pocket very upright. Like, this is the one thing I hate with DeRitter. He likes that single collar, and the way that he shoots it, he keeps the chin up. So I feel as though, like you said, it's the chance for Holland. I guess I think the chance is more probable than you do. I think Holland could catch him in those type of moments. But to be fair, you never know where Kevin Holland's head is at. He likes to fight. He likes to make money. I saw a lot of people say to me, hey, he's comfortable now. He's making his money. He doesn't put in the same work. But my thought process is this, and you got to be thinking the same if you're Kevin Holland. You've won 1 fight out of your last 4 fights. If he loses this one, he's in a really bad position where it's going to fuck up his money. So I'm going to assume Kevin Holland put in the work for this training camp, even if maybe some of his, other fights, he didn't go as hard. Like losing a Dolidze, stepping in. Not a horrible L to have on paper. Losing a DeRitter is a little worse. It takes you completely out of the ranking conversation. And I guess that's why I'm thinking Kevin Holland maybe put the work in more than usual for this fight and is live to pull through.
Yeah, he's live. No, you're not wrong. But we're on the other side, and the chat wants you to take a rip at that pen.
They didn't see it. I did a rip. I did the low-key rip right here when I went down.
They didn't even notice.
I'll do another one because I love the people. So make sure you guys smash the likes. Now I need 100 likes from you savages while we're live.
Crank it up, guys. We got 279 people here live. Can you guys just do us a favor? Hit the like button. Drop a W in the chat for your boy, and go subscribe to MMA Experts and Mike Finch Show. Let's go.
It's Ripski time. Oh, shit. You ask for it, you get it, bro.
You shall receive.
Do it off camera out of respect. You know what I'm saying? The YouTube rules. Out of respect. CBD only. CBD line, baby.
We're on the other side of this one, AJ. What is
Let's
that?
go.
Two fights now on the other side.
Finch, you got to weave the shots. I got Finch, bro. I got him. He didn't see it.
My parry game is strong, brother. We haven't sparred
you got the strong wrist.
My parry game is strong, buddy.
Yeah, you got good parries? All right.
Let's see what's up. I'll put that. I've been doing the Poeton.
If you throw a high kick, Finch, I'm doing what Tommy Fury did. I'm leaving.
I'm doing the I'm gonna put a stance on him, guys. You'll see.
All right, let's go. The Finch in-person meetup will be legendary. It's like, to be honest, Finch, I forget that we never met in person. We might as well have, bro.
I know you that well.
Yeah, it's interesting, man. True internet friend, bro. It's very 2025, bro. It's crazy.
It's my pen pal right there.
Pen pal, bro. Holy shit. Holland, DeRitter, good fight. Opposite sides of the picks. Looking forward to the matchups. Let's keep running. Next fight on the card, we got Beneil Dariush versus Renato Moicano.
Do you not love it?
I love it. I love it. Dariush. 2022 Dariush is a real hard fight for Moicano, but I don't know where he's at now. 2 straight violent knockout losses. And I did myself a little extra due diligence, and I watched the most recent interview with Beneil Dariush. And I don't know if you saw the same interview. You saw it. Okay. He seemed kind of like, we'll find out. I might not have it anymore. Maybe I do. Doesn't seem like hyper fixated on winning, more like trying to test his level. And then you have the flip side mentality. Money Moicano, I can't afford to lose. He can't afford to lose.
I can't afford to lose.
I think the mentality difference is major. And I really have to favor Money Moicano finding a way. I don't think Dariush takes a clean shot on the feet. Moicano could hurt him with a power jab. He could potentially hit him with an elbow on the inside. Dariush's path in this fight is probably to put Money Moicano on his back, control him. But Moicano's not easy to body in grappling. He's got very good jiu-jitsu. And I feel like Moicano has hit his prime later. Like they're the same age at 35, but Moicano is hitting his stride now, where I think Dariush's best years are probably a few years behind. Like Gamrot Dariush, that was prime Dariush. Even the Oliveira fight, but then he got clobbered, and then Tsarukyan clobbered him. And I think Moicano probably going to clobber him too. Momentum favors him substantially.
Yeah, and you know, one thing to note is Beneil Dariush lost to Charles Oliveira and Arman Tsarukyan. Those are not bad losses. Like, respect to those losses. That's the fucking top of the division. But right now, I mean, look at that performance, Money Moicano. Moicano wants money, my brother. Money Moicano is on fire right now, and I think that fire is going to burn right through Dariush. Is that fucked up to do a fire reference right on this week in LA? That's kind of fucked up.
Is it fucked? Yeah,
that's too soon. Too soon.
I think, you know, you know what? Maybe it's good though, because it's relevant to what's happening.
Too soon, my brother. Okay. But Money Moicano is a problem. After seeing him beat up Benoit Saint-Denis, I'm like, all right, I'm done doubting him. I'm done doubting Money. Okay. Money Moicano getting it done. With that being said, I've never trained with Beneil Dariush, but I've been on, been on the same mats as him, seen the people he's trained with. His style is so fluid. I think that, Moicano gets on top of some people like Benoit Saint-Denis and they're fucked. Beneil Dariush isn't fucked. Like, Beneil Dariush can roll. He's a jiu-jitsu champ. He's done a lot of no-gi. He's dynamic. He's got some power on his feet. It's a fight, make no mistake. But when it gets into that dog fight, I'm trusting the durability of Money Moicano more. Give me Money Moicano taking this thing some way, somehow.
Some way, somehow for the W. Money Moicano, the odds have him at minus 165 as the favorite, and Dariush at plus 145. Dariush to win by a decision is plus 350. Moicano by a KO is plus 375. Now, to be fair, though, I will say I was trying to really analyze the way Moicano shoots takedowns, and it's effective against non-wrestlers, right? Somebody with good wrestling is going to be able to fend off those attacks. So I will say Moicano could drag Dariush down, but not easy to do. Dariush normally is very solid at wrestling. It's, to me, more so of a, do we even have the prime Dariush anymore? And people are now bringing up Moicano's shoulder. So, I mean, could be interesting on the feet. If Moicano's shoulder gets re-aggravated in the fight, that's a bad side. I feel as though Money Moicano last fight was such a good value play. I put him as my pick against Benoit Saint-Denis, right? And that turned out to be the gem of picks. But at the end of the day, there wasn't the same worry of craftiness. Like, Dariush is definitely past his best days, but when he was once on point, he's a hard fight for Money Moicano. Yeah. Still, the pick is Money.
Money Moicano, he's just on fire right. Fuck, back with the fire. He's the man right now. He's the one on the way up. But Dariush, only 36 years old or something, but he sure don't look like it. And the mindset's different, everything's different. So this and by the way, Money Moicano is a pretty tough matchup for Beneil Dariush. He presents some interesting problems. His jiu-jitsu is really tight too, and he's getting more and more dangerous with the striking. He's finishing motherfuckers. I like Money Moicano at this point, man. I gotta say, I am impressed.
All right, let's go. Money Moicano. Finch is impressed. The pick for us both. As we move up to our featured fight, we have Yuri Prochazka versus Jamal Hill going down. Jamal Hill is dangerous with his boxing. He does have good straight punches. He is quick on the feet. Not super slick with his striking, and I do think he struggles getting put on the back foot. Prochazka has insane pressure striking. He does not stop moving forward, and you're going to have to put him out with a punch to get him to back down. I think Hill will be throwing good straight shots, but when you throw these straights, especially in the way Hill throws them, and Finch, I'm sure you'll agree, it leaves openings for these looping shots that Prochazka likes to throw. Hill is not a sniper boxer from the outside. He's more of a slick, straight puncher who brings pressure. But the habit of keeping the hands just a tad bit lower and throwing with the chin relatively high, I think it leaves opportunities for Prochazka with a counter overhand punch, especially if he's putting Jamal on the back foot. So I'm going to be picking Yuri Prochazka by knockout, Finch.
Woo! We got AJ on the motherfucking team. Let's go, baby. Look, I know people like the KO ability. I was going to say Jamal Hill, but actually people be hating on Jamal Hill right now, including AJ. People respect and address the KO ability of Jamal Hill. And no question, Jamal Hill can slang and bang a big shot and put anybody out. And no question, Yuri Prochazka has much more questionable defense even than Payton. And Payton's a hittable guy, but at least his distance management is a little better. And he doesn't just kind of run into shit, as to where Yuri Prochazka, he does roll the dice every time he fights. With that being said, Jamal Hill trains with nobodies. Jamal Hill has been dealing with some serious injuries, and I feel like it was like, I'm like a hipster with the Jamal Hill hate. I was hating on him before any of you motherfuckers.
You really were.
I was hating on him back before that Alex Poatan-Bahia fight. Way back, I was saying this is a fucking total mismatch. People were telling me you're just a hater. Then it showed to be a total fucking mismatch. Then he's a complete douchebag about the loss, doesn't accept it, wants to fight Poatan at the UFC Performance Institute. What are you doing? You trying to get slept again, bro? He'll fucking step on that foot and slap your ass again, son. So, Jamal Hill wilding out, losing all his fans, and now people want to hate. With that being said, Jamal Hill's still a slight favorite? The line moved towards Stevens. Him. I bet on Yuri Prochazka fucking a month ago, and right now the lines move more towards Jamal Hill. I should have just waited. I should have just fucking waited. So I think Jamal Hill's getting fucked up. Dude, I'm watching him hitting pads. I'm looking at the UFC Countdown show and trying to see what I could find on YouTube. He doesn't look good. He's not a good fighter. He's not that good. As to where at least Yuri Prochazka can spin. He can kick. He has elbows. He's more dynamic. I'm not too worried about, Jamal Hill taking him down or something. They're both standing up and striking, I think. So, that's what his coach is trying to say. This is a more well-rounded Jamal Hill and this and that. Bullshit, man. I think Jamal Hill's going to go out there and be as amateurish as usual, and that Yuri Prochazka is going to crack him with some big shit. And I think Yuri Prochazka's got bigger balls too. So, Yuri Prochazka coming straight out the motherfucking waterfall. And I like this. They're both bouncing back off of that KO loss to Alex Poatan-Bahia. A lot of times when people lose a title fight, that's a big asterisk. I got to really be careful on their next fights. A lot of times they don't bounce back very well. Well, now they're fighting each other. Just another reason to go with Yuri Prochazka. Yes, I put my money where my mouth is. I believe in Yuri Prochazka. And at dog money, come on, son. Yuri Prochazka knockout.
Right now, I'm seeing even odds, like -110, -105 Prochazka. So ever so slight underdog Prochazka. You think he's going to KO him too? +175 for the KO.
People who are picking Hill by KO have a point, and I'm just going to address Peter Dickens over here. I hope Yuri has good defense. He does not. He does not. The problem with betting on Yuri Prochazka, which I have accepted, by the way, I am fully, because I'll admit I really do want to root against Hill. But moving my heart out of it and just using my head here, Hill is a power puncher. He's got a big overhand right, and Yuri Prochazka moves forward and throws dynamic shit and can get cracked. You can hit Yuri Prochazka. That's not the thing. The thing is, Yuri Prochazka has so much heart, you have to put him out. And if you're in exchanges with him, he's going to hit you back hard. He's the type of dude to KO you with some wicked elbow you didn't see coming. Hill's not. Hill's not good in that, I break striking down in the color zones. He's not good in that red zone. He's not even really good in that yellow zone. He's good in that green zone where he keep you at the end of that thing. And Yuri's got weapons in all of those areas. Yuri can kick you on the outside. He can punch and elbow you on the inside. So I like Yuri Prochazka's he has far more weapons here, and I prefer his weapons over Jamal Hill's one big old mace that he's going to bring in there. I'm going to take the guy with the bow and arrows. He's got the daggers for up close. He's got many, many more tools in the toolkit. I think he finds the right one, finishes the fight. Yes, I do think this fight finishes inside distance, and I do think it's Yuri Prochazka getting his hand raised.
Let's go. Yuri Prochazka for the W. Finch and I both calling it. I like the chances too, and I love exactly what you said. The worry is, the defense of Prochazka, but thankfully, normally very durable. Yes, he's been knocked out by Alex Pereira twice, but he's also landed some devastating punches against other fighters. And I just think he's got a real good chance to catch Jamal Hill over the top. And I'm really excited for this fight, man.
Yeah, Jamal Hill coming off the injury too. And Yuri's had his fair share of injuries too. But, I mean, if we see a slightly diminished Jamal Hill, I have no faith in his technical ability.
Well, Yuri Prochazka, the pick for me, the pick for Finch. We're going for the Samurai, and let's keep running. Co-main event. We have the Bantamweight Championship on the line. We got Merab Dvalishvili versus Umar Nurmagomedov. Now, I am going to pick Umar Nurmagomedov to win the fight. I believe that he can defend Merab's consistent pressure wrestling. I also think that his striking from range is pretty accurate, and I see him with his defensive wrestling skills doing relatively well striking with Merab. A lot of the times, Merab will have moments in striking, but it's because of such a substantial wrestling threat. I believe Umar Nurmagomedov has the scramble ability if he does get put in a compromised spot on the ground. And I definitely believe in just his straight up takedown defense. I'm going with Team Khabib. I'm going with the cousin of Khabib Nurmagomedov. I'm saying Umar, new champ. What do you think, Finch?
Let's go. Yo, it's a good fight, man. I think these odds get a little wide with these co-main and main events, but I'm going to agree with AJ. I think Umar Nurmagomedov can get this thing done because of one very important thing. He has better striking. Merab Dvalishvili's striking is not great. And, that's from talking to one of his training partners, who I'm lucky to have as an acquaintance of mine. And he's saying, hey, man, in the sparring room, I can hit this guy with stuff, and I can see it in the fights where you could see the way he fought Sugar Sean. He was just way too far out. And then he would blitz in with some shit and hit the takedowns. He doesn't really want to get that tit for tat striking going, which you can imagine that's starting to unfold in this fight. Two guys going forward, two guys who are going to be in each other's faces. You're going to see them open up a little more. I could just imagine Umar defending takedowns, boom, 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 catching him with something, rocking him, staying on him, defending those takedowns, getting him off him, boom, 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 sending a head kick up, kicking him in the head. Umar Nurmagomedov head kick knockout is going to be my pick. I do think that he's going to be able to wrestle and scramble with Merab Dvalishvili. And, I think you could say Merab has some advantages in cardio. You could say Merab has some advantages in strength. You might even say ground and pound and experience from Merab. But with that being said, how often does Umar Nurmagomedov have to go with guys who are stronger than him? Hello, he's training with Team Dagestan. He's got to train with Islam Makhachev and Khabib. You don't think he's used to a fucking, animal fucking grabbing him and squeezing his body, throwing him on the ground? That's what he deals with every fucking day. What is Merab going to do to surprise him? I think Umar Nurmagomedov is tailor-made to beat Merab Dvalishvili. Umar Nurmagomedov via finish, TKO.
Umar Nurmagomedov finish, TKO. I like where the Finch man's head's at. So when you see him getting him out of there, and I'm curious what shots you see. Body kick? You think he hurts him with a straight punch? What are the shots that you see landing?
it's like it's this ability to keep him in the pocket, and it's a plethora of shots. The front kick to the body we saw start landing for Sugar Sean O'Malley. You can imagine him getting that thing working. He's also got a great teammate who is the Bellator champion Usman Nurmagomedov, who has phenomenal kicks, and I think you see some shades of that in Umar's game too from Usman. So I could imagine him, having a spinning back kick, having a little bit of Taekwondo mixed in there too. You see some moments of it in his striking, but I think it'll really show itself as they get going here. So yeah, kicking him in the body, setting up, his takedowns with his boxing. And then after he defends takedowns, throwing hands, making Merab do some silly, wild shit, because Merab likes to drop his hands. He likes to, leave his chin up sometimes. Head kick comes sailing over the top. So just a simple roundhouse kick to the head for the finish, AJ. I do think he's going to use his legs a lot in this fight. I think his striking needs to be active here. And I think by them both moving forward, you're going to see lots of exchanges that draw out a plethora of strikes from Umar Nurmagomedov.
Currently, Umar minus 350 as a very wide favorite, with Merab at plus 275 as the underdog. Now, if you agree with the Finchman's take of knockout, it's plus 700. Holy.
Why'd you got to tell me that? Why you got to tell me that?
I have to.
Why you got to
tell
you?
you?
Hold up, bro. Hold up. No, I'm just kidding.
You like it though.
I got 20
your
bucks.
eye.
Maybe I got 20 bucks. Now I kind of got to do it. Umar is a much better striker than Merab, so that's highly likely.
Umar Nurmagomedov for the dub. I've seen Merab, and you guys have seen it too. Obviously, Finch as well. I've seen Merab get rocked in fights. It's not like he hasn't been hit by good shots. The Finch with the thunder elbow. I think that there's a chance Nurmagomedov could catch him with something. The thing is with Umar Nurmagomedov, his lone knockout is when he slept Barcelos, and he was even shocked when he landed the shot, how he put him out. But it shows me that Umar is more powerful than I think he even realizes with his striking.
And fast. Merab likes to loop he rotates his body, as where Umar has a straight shot. He's fast too, so he has other shots in his game. Yeah, Umar, I think people overestimate Merab's mixed martial arts ability. I think he's more of just a pure wrestler, ground and pound fighter, and underestimate, Umar's mixed martial arts ability. He can combine his wrestling and his striking very nicely.
Let's go. So Umar Nurmagomedov, new champ. What's crazy though is seeing the challenger as this wide of a favorite, especially against Merab, who has a super impressive resume. Wins over Sean O'Malley, Henry Cejudo, Jose Aldo. These are massive W's to have on your record. And he's just huge underdog, plus 260 right now. It's pretty wild, actually.
I know. I wasn't expecting it to be that wide. Even the main event, like Arman's so good. So, Merab, especially off of the fucking Sugar Sean win, dude, because Sugar Sean was on one. People are like, oh, he's the next superstar. He's the next Conor McGregor. Remember hearing people say that silly shit? So Merab has better cardio. Merab can potentially take him down. I wouldn't be shocked. But what does Merab do that he hasn't seen for the last 10 years of him training? Nothing.
Right. No, I think you're completely right. Umar Nurmagomedov, the pick for both of us in the co-main event. We got an and new champ incoming and some more Dagestan dominance from Team Khabib. Let's jump to our main event. If you guys haven't hit the likes yet, make sure you smash them. And if this is your first time on the channel, hit that damn subscribe button. We got Islam Makhachev versus Arman Tsarukyan 2. They run it back many years later. It's an intriguing fight because Arman Tsarukyan is definitely a high caliber challenger, and I think this is a great fight for Makhachev. But Islam Makhachev, the first time, gave him the big brother treatment, and where you saw Makhachev truly have the most success was in that third round. He was able to out-wrestle Arman Tsarukyan, who's known as a very good wrestler. Islam is incredibly strong, and he has very good takedown arsenals, right? He's very good takedown game. A lot of different takedown attacks in his arsenal, I should word it as instead. His striking is good too. He's got a good stand-up game. He's got a good check right hook. He's got dangerous kicking skills. Now, that's not to say Arman isn't impressive on the feet. Arman's got some pretty lightning fast kicks. Arman's got some decent punches as well. And his wrestling game is solid. He's got incredible chain wrestling pressure that he can bring in fights. But I think when the going gets tough, I favor Makhachev to come through in the later stages. I think Makhachev has, I don't know, a little bit more of that third, fourth gear. Tsarukyan's got a good tank, but I don't know how he deals with failing so consistently on takedowns against Makhachev. In the first fight, I think Tsarukyan got that one mat return in the first round where he got Makhachev down for a moment, but there was no control. There was a lot of effort in an attempt to get him there, but was really unable to do anything with it. I could see similar attempts in this fight. I'm going to say Islam Makhachev finds a way to win. I'm feeling like Makhachev is live to take it on the cards. I think he could potentially pull off the later rounds, land some key takedowns, land some decent strikes. And I'm going to say Makhachev takes home the victory and defends his title.
I have been so excited for this fight. I mean, even before Arman Tsarukyan fought Charles Oliveira, even before, you know, he got on this run, you just could see from that first fight, this is the tough matchup for Islam Makhachev. And both of them have gotten significantly better since that first fight. You really could be looking at the number 1 and number 2 lightweights in the world right here. Arman Tsarukyan is such a tough matchup for Islam Makhachev because of something Islam told his fighter in the Bellator locker room that I was able to hear. Islam said, just take him down, brother. Like, just take him down, brother. And that's the mindset. It's like, yo, when the going gets tough, we'll just take these fuckers down. What are they going to do? And that's what ended up happening to J.J. Wilson in that fight. And that's what Islam does when he wants to. Islam has been striking a lot more than, you know, a Khabib, for instance, but that's because he's confident in the striking. Here's a fight where Islam Makhachev cannot confidently just take him down. He cannot confidently do that. Arman Tsarukyan is going to make him fight. And you just saw that Dustin Poirier dogfight that Islam Makhachev was in. I'll tell you what. I think Arman runs through Dustin Poirier a lot simpler than that. Arman Tsarukyan is a fucking problem. He is going to be a real test for 2025 Islam Makhachev. Arman Tsarukyan's striking is better than ever. AJ thinks that Islam is going to be better when the going gets tough. I think Arman is a problem with the going gets tough, especially right now. I think Arman's going to be completely... You've seen the photos of him, dog? Holy fuck. He is shredded. And I think that his ability to deal with those tiring grappling situations, his ability to survive submissions, his ability to wrestle, just his straight wrestling is very high level. He is the most prepared to deal with the strengths of Islam Makhachev. With that being said, Islam Makhachev's the best fighter in the world right now. I have to go Islam Makhachev. Islam Makhachev has a very slight edge at green zone kickboxing. I think he could kick a little better than Arman. I think he's got an ability to catch him. Very slight edge in wrestling and even in the submission ability. So Arman's like right there. It should be a fucking dogfight. It should be a really cool one, but I think it's just too little for Arman Tsarukyan. I think he's almost as good. I think he's the clear number 2. I think Islam Makhachev is the best fighter in the world right now. Islam Makhachev, maybe a decision.
I'm feeling like decisions live. It's just how I look at the fight. It's Tsarukyan hard to catch with a real clean shot. Granted, he did get wobbled a bit. A few fights back against Brazilian Savage, bro. The name is escaping me now, man. I got a lot of names in my mind. Joaquim Silva caught him with a big punch and kind of wobbled him there. I could see Makhachev catching Tsarukyan with the counter shot. But I think decision makes a lot of sense. Tsarukyan's in the best shape of his life. I think it's going to be a tooth and nail fight. I feel like Makhachev steals the bigger moments and really shows why he is the pound for pound number 1. But Tsarukyan's an absolutely great test for him because right now he's the most deserving number 1 contender.
It's such a good fight. I've been so excited to see this matchup again. You know, after seeing like Islam beat even Charles, I'm like, okay, it's Arman. It's got to be Arman. And then Arman's had incredible performances. So the timing is just right. These guys are in their prime. So happy to see this matchup come to fruition. And if Islam does win this fight, this will be the longest win streak in lightweight history. Okay.
Wow.
I think it was the embedded episode where they were showing Khabib on the mat, and you can see when Khabib's coach, Javier Mendez, a fucking awesome guy, by the way, a guy who's really cool to hang out with. You just see Javier hanging out in the Fighter Hotel anytime. You can go hang out with him. Javier's the man and always says it like it is. Javier says this will be the longest lightweight streak in history. And you could see Khabib he like picks it and like, fuck, I should have stayed around and beat that. You know, you can kind of see Khabib like, fuck, he's going to claim to be better than me now. Like, you know, and he might just be. I think he's the best in the world right now.
And if you look at the fight against Poirier, we have to bring up one, I guess, you know, intangible leading up to the fight. Makhachev had a staph infection, which, you know, could have potentially played into the competitiveness of that fight. Poirier gave a great account for himself.
Yeah.
It was definitely a super on point Poirier, and Makhachev still was out striking him.
Yeah. Yeah. Islam's kickboxing is very high level. He's another guy who I think benefits from sparring with Usman, because Usman's so dynamic. He could spin, he could jump, he could hit you with straight shots, he can come over the top. And so you could see the ability to handle that distance striking. He's a little bit taller than Arman. I could imagine him winning those exchanges on the outside. And then as soon as they clinch up, you're right into Islam's the best in the world there, and Arman's like right behind him. I can imagine Arman taking him down. I mean, if you look back at that first Arman Tsarukyan Islam Makhachev fight, Islam did some dirty shit to take him down. He hooked his glove. There's a Craig Jones breakdown of that is so fucking brilliant, where he's like, because you know, you could just slide your fingers into the glove right here. He goes, Islam slides his fingers in like he's in 8th grade on a date at the movie theater. I'm like, God damn, Craig Jones, are you on point with this? And then he does this throw where he's pulling Arman's glove. When have you heard Arman ever bitch about that? Fucking gem of a guy. So Arman Tsarukyan got, you know, there was some cheating involved. That's how stressed out Islam was. That's how fucking, you know, that's how close that fight was. And there's even clips of the Dagestanis training that shit. My boy had a video of it on Instagram. I could send anybody if they want to see it. Send it to you, AJ. So, you know, that's how close this fight is. It's the fight to make in the lightweight division. They're in their primes. We're all spoiled to see it.
I'm excited to watch it, man. What do you think about Arman Tsarukyan's dad being a billionaire? Isn't that crazy?
Is that real?
Yeah, he comes from a rich family. He chose the fighting life, though. He didn't have to.
Toughest life, too. He's a fucking natural, man. And clearly a hard worker. So, yeah, that's awesome. I wish my dad was a billionaire. My dad drives a snowplow. Is that close?
I mean, it's still pretty cool, man. He's doing a very efficient job. We need snowplowers, man. If not, fucking society falls apart up north.
That part. So I wouldn't trade my dad in, but you know, if you can give him just 500 mil, that'd be great. I got Islam Makhachev. I think Islam Makhachev is going to show his level here. And if he did have staph infection against Dustin Poirier, that's even more reason.
As far as the odds, super wide. -405 for Makhachev with Tsarukyan as a +305 underdog.
Nuts, dude.
That's really wide.
And then I think it's going to be a good fight.
I think it is too. It's just like, do you want to prop anything up here? Makhachev decision -105. Over 4.5 -175.
Yeah, we could do our parlay next.
We'll talk parlays. We're going to talk parlays next. Finchman's dropping a special parlay. Both of us are going to pick Islam Makhachev and still in the main event, but a hell of a fight for the pound for pound #1 fighter and the damn lightweight champ. But we're not done yet, folks. We got to do a parlay.
All the competition that try to compete, stand back, watch the bomb drop.
Parlay time. Open up your wallets and let's bet on some fist fights.
Yeah. Parlay time. It's the Dagestan parlay. Let's take it to Russia Saturday night. Yeah, I'm going with Umar Nurmagomedov and Islam Makhachev for the Dagestan parlay, the double title W's. I do think the Team Khabib haters are going to be mad. I think they'll be fucking getting their seats switched on the plane because they ain't going to say shit when people ask them something either, because they're going to be mad that Dagestan gets it done for the title fights. It only makes sense to me, and that'll be the parlay.
I'm going to match you with Dagestan, but I'm going to bring in a different Dagestani fighter. We'll go Tagir Ulanbekov, and we'll go Umar Nurmagomedov. I'll ride with those two to start the week off right.
You're right. You were the one telling me all about Carpenter. You had
Listen, I like Carpenter a lot, but I'm still, come on, bro. Tagir's got to be the call.
Tagir's got to be the call, man.
Playing's good, but come on, he's going to beat a Dagestan Savage? I don't see it.
He's undefeated, bro. He's undefeated.
He's a good talent.
Listen,
if he beats him, I'll be kicking myself. That's why we'll do some other ones. I can't just have that as the one and only.
He's 8-0, bro. That's a problem, man.
Listen, 8-0 got busted recently, bro.
That's true.
8-0.
Dagestan parlay for both of us, just a little different.
Listen, Finch, I want to talk about something sentimental to probably both of us. I don't know if you heard this news, but it's official that Bellator is no more. The PFL has said they are doing away with the Bellator product, and they're actually now transitioning to PFL Champion Series, where there'll be a defending PFL champion and more regular formats to, the fights, as opposed to what they did with Bellator. And me and Finch, the reason we know each other is because Bellator linked us up. Back, prior to starting Moneyline, I was covering Bellator a lot. And some of my early success was doing Bellator predictions and live stream fight companions. I caught the eye of Bellator's ex-producer, Billy Barnes, who's a friend of Mike Finch, and then became a friend of mine. Shout out to him. And he actually got us linked up and helped us start the Moneyline show. So pretty crazy. The end of an era with Bellator. But, it's got to be due to our hearts. The OG Bellator, we got to give it love, man. It created the Moneyline, really.
It really did. And Billy Barnes, at the end of the day, really created the Moneyline. So shout out to Billy. He produces some awesome series on motorcycles and the culture out here in Southern California around these choppers that these guys got. So definitely check him out. Maybe I could drop it in my video after this or something. We could leave it in the comments. Think Labs, THNKLABS is his company. So shout out to Billy Barnes for linking us up. And Bellator was a huge blessing for me. I mean, I got to travel around the country. I got to, get so many relationships with these different fighters who I could still hit up. And if I'm in Vegas or something, I hit up Patchy Mix. If I'm fucking, whatever. So it was a beautiful thing, and it brought me and AJ together. I had no idea. You're breaking me right now, bro. I gotta play my violin right here.
This is it.
Wow.
That's it. Bellator is no more, man. It felt like Bellator, that at least the Bellator we knew died a long time ago.
Link in the chat, guys. Go check out Think Lab Motors. And Think Lab Motors, of course. Shout out to Billy Barnes. Bellator was purchased, and they, pretty much, they eliminated my position. I mean, I heard the PFL guy go on there and say, we didn't let go of any employees. Yeah, but how about the independent contractors? Yes, axed. So, we were casualties in the merger or in the purchase, I guess. So I wasn't working for Bellator since they've been with PFL. Neither have a lot of my good friends over at Bellator. So it's been over for me for a while. So I'm just getting this news now. And, it was great times being at Bellator, and they were a significant player, although their views didn't show it. Like, they had really solid talent in some of these divisions. I always told AJ the light heavyweight division in Bellator was better than the UFC's, and we went to war on that one. I might have even convinced you. I think I got you on the team.
Nemkov was nasty, though. It's true, man. When he was the champ, Nemkov was nasty.
I mean, Corey Anderson, Nemkov, Ryan Bader, fucking Yoel Romero, fucking Phil Davis. I know I'm missing a couple. So, they've produced great talent. And yeah, just getting to know the Pitbull brothers, getting so many friends there. So now I'm reminiscing about Bellator, dude. You got me.
Damn,
You
I
got
know.
my post-mortem. This is fucked up.
That's it, man. Bellator is no more, but some good moments from it. And Bellator somehow, some way brought the money line to you guys. So they will be resting in peace. They're joining Strike Force, Elite XC, Pride Fighting
WC.
Championship, Affliction, WEC in the leagues of yesteryear. And let's see if the new look PFL can actually start to garner some fan interest. I have said this whole year that PFL needs to do away with the season. They are doing away with the season. They're transitioning to doing Grand Prix tournaments in like 6 weight classes with a $500,000 grand prize. Now they're no longer doing the $1 million prize, but the difference is the $1 million prize was then subtracted by whatever purses you had gotten, right? So it wasn't like you were just getting $1 million straight out. With the $500,000 tournament and all your other fights, you're still being paid as you normally would, but that's just a grand prize for winning that tournament. So it adds intrigue to the Grand Prix. Not so sure exactly how they're going to do things, but there is going to be a PFL champion and they're going to defend the belts on more normal cards. And we'll see PFL attempt to follow successes of Bellator, Strike Force, WEC, one point Elite XC, Pride FC, as well as legitimate threats or players outside of the UFC. But I think best case scenario, they become a fun Friday night second option that delivers high-level talents. And it's always good for the UFC to have some competition, right? Gets the fighters maybe more handsomely paid, gives options for ex-UFC fighters that still have ability to compete, but maybe they don't want to go do bare knuckle. Because as of right now, it's like you're in UFC. A lot of the times it's bare knuckle calling the names, but not everybody wants to go knuckle up, and I don't blame them, bro. We've covered a lot of bare knuckle fights, bro. It's violent.
Bare knuckles on the way up. I'm going to be dropping my bare knuckle bets this Wednesday, doing a live show at 8 p.m. Pacific time, youtube.com/Mike Finch. Go check out my bare knuckle show. And then AJ and I are going to collaborate on something for Knuckle Mania next week. Go check that out. And then tonight I'll be covering my most confident picks for this UFC 311. I'll see you guys in a few minutes, and maybe we'll do a post-mortem on Bellator too.
Let's go. Check out the Finch Man. I just linked him up in chat. Make sure you go watch his live stream. It's going to be probably a pretty enjoyable show. I'll definitely be tuning into it. Finch, as always, I appreciate you for always being here with me. Us bringing fire all of 2025, road to 50,000 subs. I think that it's possible to go higher than 50K this year, 60K, maybe even 70K. So keep it riding with me. Keep on tuning in. Thank you guys for watching. Love to each and every one of you. And we'll see you all in the next one. Peace.